Imagine you're at your favorite theme park in Orlando, Florida, but you've snuck in past dark. The lights are completely out. It is pitch black inside of the theme park. You hide around a corner as a security guard passes by. You laugh. I'm gonna get away with this. I am gonna get on my favorite ride at night when no one else is on it. I'm gonna ride it alone. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be the greatest experience of my life. So you slip in and you slip into the ride and you're there. But something is a little bit different about this ride. First of all, it's wet, really wet. You could call it a water ride. The second thing, and the last thing you see, is a giant black shape coming for you out of the water. That is exactly what happened at SeaWorld in Orlando in the 90s. A young man was eaten by Tilikum, the killer whale, sneaking into his favorite ride. And why was he there? Well, SeaWorld pretty much invited it. They opened themselves up to some craziness by saying that whales are friendly, orcas are safe, killer whales are totally cool. You can chill with the orcas. And this incident involving Daniel Dukes and his tragic death is a good example for standard of care, for duty of care, and the duty that companies and people have to others in society. I'm Andrew Esquire, and this is The Legal Mindset, where we give you an unfair advantage. One thing that everybody, individuals and businesses, have to worry about is a duty of care. Now, what is that? That is essentially the duty that you as an individual or as a company owe to society. As much as in your core, many of us would like to just do what we want to do. We think of ourselves as individuals who are allowed to do whatever the heck we want to do by ourselves without impacting anybody else. But that's not reality. Our actions do impact others. When we do things, you do have to think about their impact on others. If you walked up a flight of stairs and poured water on the stairs behind you, you should know that somebody might slip on that water. And if you run a business and you see that water there on the stairs, you have to know that somebody could slip and that you need to clean that up. That's a great example of the duty of care. In the SeaWorld example, SeaWorld had a duty of care to its visitors, to the people who came and visited SeaWorld. And they had a duty to make them understand that killer whales are dangerous. And in fact, anybody who's watched the Discovery Channel, anybody who's seen what those whales can do to seals, can do to marine animals, just playing with them, tossing them up, eating them pretty viciously, savagely, because they're wild animals and they are dangerous. They had a duty to protect from wild animals. Many of us have seen the show, The Tiger King. They know about the Tiger King and the fact that he's in jail right now. Still hasn't won that battle with Carol Baskins. But you would know that a tiger is a dangerous animal. Most people understand that. So when you watch Tiger King, when you saw that show, you saw them playing with the tigers, rolling around with the tigers, you're like, dude, those things kill people. They have giant claws. They weigh way more than you do, and they are covered in muscle. They don't have that BMI of 30 that you do. No. Those are all muscle-killing machines with claws and giant teeth. You know tigers are dangerous. So both Carol Baskins and Joe Exotic had a duty, they have a duty to warn people about their tigers. If they were just letting their tigers roam around and just let people randomly pet them, they're just kind of free-range tigers, they would be in huge trouble with the law because those are exotic animals and they're dangerous. Just like SeaWorld's orcas. Orcas are super dangerous and you can't just play with them. And you've got to understand this not just for Joe Exotic and for Carol Baskins and for these crazy animals. You've got to understand this in your daily life. And there's a huge concept that it's vital that you understand called an attractive nuisance. This is something that, while it's not a tiger or an orca, is super dangerous and within your control. Now, let me set a story that's perhaps more familiar than your last visit to SeaWorld. Imagine you're a new homeowner. You bought a new house in a new development. It's fresh. In fact, it's the first off the lot. Doesn't even have a fence up yet. It's brand spanking new. You've got 3 toilets and you've only peed in 1. You just moved in. You've got your furniture in, you're looking around, you're drinking your Starbucks venti and thinking, I've done good here. I'm a homeowner. I'm contributing to society. I'm a property taxpayer. And you're satisfied with your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, and you are standing in your bedroom looking through your floor-to-ceiling glass windows, and you look out in your backyard. You see your pool. And now it's completely empty, but you've covered it with a blue tarp because you plan to fill it, but don't want any leaves to get inside. Pretty smart of you, right? Well, one problem. You've got 3 kids surrounding the pool, and they're about to jump into it. Jump right through that tarp thinking there's water below. Well, you could be in huge legal trouble because a pool is an attractive nuisance. It's something that children like to play with. Think of stuff like a trampoline or a swing set or anything that could draw children or young people to an area. You really need to have a fence around that pool. You need to have something that's going to stop, or at least try to stop, children from getting in. Now, there's a reasonableness standard with duty of care, right? So you don't need to put out shock strips and guard dogs and tase any 5-year-old who walks across your property line. No. You just have to do what normal people would do. So a fence is good enough around your pool. If you live in Florida, you might have seen one of those hundreds and thousands of screened patio pools. Ever wonder why they're screened? It's not just for mosquitoes. It's also for liability protection. It's for protecting the owners of the house from liability from children wandering in. And this doesn't just apply to things like pools and trampolines. Your whole house, you should make sure to look around and make sure there's nothing that anybody could slip and fall on, could trip on. If there's a huge hole in the side of your yard and you know people walk along the side of your yard, go out and fix that. Maybe it's not an orca, but it could be just as dangerous. And if you need to know more critical facts about what you need to protect from, check out my video, Personal Injury 101.